But I'm away on holiday at the moment with the wife. A couple of days up in Northumberland, so I thought I'd take the opportunity while I'm up here just to see what's around, see if there's anything worth exploring. So you know, I like my old maps and things, so I dug out the old National Library of Scotland maps and Rail Map Online, things like that, and just had a look at some of the things that was around here, and I'm amazed to find even just the amount of stuff. We're staying on a farm over there this week. Amazed to find the amount of stuff within walking distance to the farm. So I'll just set the scene where I am. Straight in front of me there, that's the North Sea, and just in front of the North Sea, I don't know if you can make it out, we've got, you can see the electric lines. That's the East Coast main line. So I'm just a couple of miles south of Berwick-Upon-Tweed, and I'm in a little village called Scremerston, or Scremerston. I'm not sure exactly how you pronounce it. I'm sure someone will put me right. And I noticed on the map there was an old disused railway incline that ran from a quarry. From a quarry just at the bottom of the hill here, and all the way into Spittle, just on the entrance to Berwick-Upon-Tweed, all the way up the hill I'm about to show you in a moment, up to Scremerston Colliery. So I believe it was, I'm not sure if it was a horse-drawn carriageway or if it was pulled up by some kind of engine, but we're going to go and have a look at the incline now. But what I've also got to show you today, excuse me, I've got a fly just gone right in my eye. World War II, a couple of interesting World War II things around here as well. Just on the top of the hill here, I'm going to go and show you as well on this video, we've got the Spittle chain low radar station. So some old radio communications facilities from the war, and the buildings are still intact. So we're going to have a look, see what's over there now. And we're also just going to go and show you something I just poked my head around on Sunday further down the coast, an old World War II pillbox. So here's a view from Rail Map Online, and as you can see, we've got two workings at Scremerston. So between those two arrows is the incline that we're going to be looking at today. Here's the incline from the National Library of Scotland maps. Looks like somebody's had a bit of a coffee spillage there. So you can see from Google Maps on the right hand side, the incline is quite visible, and that's what we're going to be walking up today. So I'm really sorry about the sun. We're going to be getting into the shade in a moment, so I'll try my best to try and manage that direct sunlight in us faces. It is about 3 in the afternoon, so it's quite low in the sky. But we're walking up the old incline now. Yeah, I've just been talking, well, I say talking, we've just been shouting at each other across the field. The farmer who owns the farm that we're staying on, and yeah, we were just talking to him about the old incline from the colliery. It is a bit uphill, getting a bit out of breath already, to be honest. And he was just saying, yeah, it was horse-drawn, and it ran all the way down to the promenade, down where they unloaded the trucks on the promenade, and then they used an engine to winch the trucks back up to onto the line. So yeah, interesting. It's good to know that the locals know about the history as well. So from what I could see, from the not much online about this, to be honest, but what I can see, it opened in 1815, and at some stage the East Coast main line was constructed. I'm not sure when that was, I'll find out and put that on screen, but at some stage they've connected this line to that line as well. So I'm not expecting to be finding much on this. It's just great to trace the old incline. But when I was walking down, I did notice these. About every 5 yards on the steep bit of the incline here, we've got these. There's stonework on the floor, only on one side. They're obviously something left over from the old tramway. That's another one, and these are all the way. So we're just coming up to to a bend on the incline now. We're pretty much where it levels off before it heads over into the collieries. So if I look on old maps, we've actually got what's called an inclinehoue. So given that I just found out that this was horse-drawn, I assumed from the maps that this would be some kind of sort of engine mechanism that pulled up things up the incline. So maybe it was, but there's nothing here. But there is some I think it's brickwork. There's some kind of structure. I'll just stick the camera in there. There's all kind of stonework in there. It's definitely a platform of some sort there that some engine was on. Yeah. So that's looking back. That's looking back down towards the sea. Great views from up here as well. So we've completely levelled off now. You're not going to be able to see. Can't even shelter the sun. We're looking straight at the sun, but the line continues straight on. Quite a defined path, you can see. So it is a public footpath. You can walk up and down the incline, back down to the coast, and even continue down the route of the old colliery tramway. But I've really not got time for that today. I've only got about another hour and a half of sunlight. So we're only up here for 2 full days really, and we've kind of packed as much as we can into those 2 days. There's so much more I could have seen. I could have spent a week just looking around things. So only 300 yards from where I've just left behind that disused tramway incline. I'm just coming up to the radio station, or radar station, whichever you prefer. You can just see the building there, sitting on the top of the hill. And again, absolutely glorious views of the North Sea. Been waking up to those views for the last few mornings. So I've just come up the track, so I'm down there. And I'm not sure if it's public access, but there is an opening into this field, so I'm gonna go and have a look. Fighter jet. So just approaching now. It's 2 buildings. Just have a scout round them first on the perimeter, see what the situation is. So there's been plenty of barbed wire and protection at one time of day. Can't fault the views from up here. I suppose that's why they were on top of the hill. I mean, you can see all the way over there. You can see Lindisfarne Castle on the Holy Island. You can see Bamborough Castle all the way down the coast. Then looking up towards Berwick-Upon-Tweed in that direction. Let's go and have a look. It's obviously used by the locals. Plenty of discarded beer tins, an old settee. The hinges on the walls, the shutters, steel shutters there. let's have a walk around the other side. It's like there was ladders onto the roof at some stage. See the reinforced concrete. It's a bit of a drop down into this hut. Bit of a tricky descent. So it's a bit dark in this one. I'm not sure if the footage will come out. There's a big concrete slab. Bit airier, this one. There's obviously been some plumbing in there. Yeah, I'm not sure what this structure's for. There's it's like it's had something bolted to it at some time or other. I mean, these places just feel so spooky to come in. It feels almost uncomfortable. But you just try to imagine what it would have been like for the people that were stationed here in the middle of winter during the war. How frightening that must have been. Cold, not a very nice place to be, damp. So I've just been getting a little bit more history about the old radio station there from the farmer who owns the land. So that bottom hut, the second hut that I've just been into, the one that was a bit lower down, that was the old generator house. So that big plinth that we saw in the middle, that was where the engine sat on top. So, and all the land around that, there was a little village full of Nissan, full of the huts, full of the metal huts where people used to stay that worked there. So yeah, it feels very remote, not a very hospitable place to stay. But he's just been saying that they've been toying with the idea of demolishing that for years, but it's just such a job. It's just been easier to leave it. They're having to keep kind of going round it when they're doing the farming. But it's not, amazed to see it's not listed or recognised in any way where it will be protected for anything. So we're very quickly losing the light now, unfortunately. So what I'm going to do is just hop back in time and show you some of the footage that we took when we nipped down to the pillbox on the coast, just about a mile away from here. So again, a little bit of just been getting a little bit of background from the nice gentleman who farms, and he was saying that actually only had a gun in there for 2 months. So the reason why it's positioned there is it's on a direct flight path to Glasgow during the war. So they were already there waiting for the enemy aircraft to come over. But after a couple of months, the Germans got kind of wise to where that was, so they just fly around it. So there was absolutely no point in keeping a live gun in there. So they replaced it with a wooden one, and members of the Home Guard used to just tend to the wooden one, keep it, made it look like it was in working condition. For most of the war, it was just used as a deterrent. But anyway, here's the footage. I hope you enjoy it. Wow. So here's a map of the location of that gun house. So I just wanted to show you this was the location of the old Scremerston lime works. And you can see that turquoise line on the map there heading down towards the beach. That's another disused tramway from the lime works. So we're walking down that old incline now, where the wagons would have been hauled up full of lime. And this was just one of numerous lime works along the coast. So I hope you enjoyed those few things: the incline, the tramway, the old radar station, and the pillbox. So yeah, it's fantastic to actually get out a bit further afield and do some more exploring, learn a little bit more history about this area, because I've never really been up here really to stay before. So fantastic, hope you've enjoyed it. Take care, and I'll see you again soon.